In this lecture, we will learn about the bubble sort algorithm and how to implement it in Java. The bubble sort algorithm is the simplest of all the sorting algorithms. It works by repeatedly swapping the adjacent elements if they are in the wrong order. Let's look at a conceptual example for a bubble sort. We will start out with the following example collection. With the bubble sort algorithm, each pair of adjacent elements is compared. So first up is 5 and 1. 1 is less than 5, so we swap the values. Our collection now becomes the following. Next, 5 and 4 are compared. 4 is less than 5, so we swap these elements. After that, 5 and 2 are compared. Since 2 is less than 5, we swap these two elements. Finally come 5 and 8. These elements are in the right order, so we don't swap them. This completes the first pass over the collection. Bubble sort does multiple passes on a collection for all of the elements to be properly sorted. First up are 1 and 4. Since they are in the right order, we do not perform a swap. Then 4 and 2 are compared. Since 2 is less than 4, these elements are swapped. Then 4 and 5 are compared. These items are in order, so they are not swapped. The same thing happens when 5 and 8 are compared. The elements are in order, so no swap is required. Our collection is sorted, but the algorithm does not know that. Bubble sort requires that one whole pass occurs on the collection without any swap, so that it knows that the collection is sorted. Now let's learn how to implement the bubble sort algorithm in Java. We will create a static function that returns an array of integers. The function will be named bubble sort and will take in an integer array named elements as a parameter. Inside of this function, we will create an int variable named len and set it equal to elements.length. Then we will have a for loop that starts out at int I equals len minus 1, iterates while I is greater than or equal to 0, and decrements I by 1 each time. Inside of this for loop, we will have a nested for loop that starts out at int j equals 1, runs while j is less than or equal to I, and increments j by 1 each iteration. Inside of this for loop, we will check if elements at j minus 1 is greater than elements at j. If that is the case, we will swap the two elements by doing the following. First, create an integer variable named temp and set it equal to elements at j minus 1. Then we will set elements at j minus 1 equal to elements at j. Finally, we will set elements at j equal to temp. At the bottom of the function, we will return elements. Time to test our code. We will implement Java's public static void main method that takes in a string array parameter named args. Inside of this function, we will have an int array named elements set to an int array with the values 4, 0, 9, and 1. Then we will create an int array named sorted array set equal to a call to bubble sort with elements passed in. Then we will have a for loop that starts out at int I equals 0, runs while I is less than the length of the sorted array, and increments I by 1 each time. Inside of the for loop, we will print out sorted array at index I concatenated to a space. When we run the code, you will notice that the elements of our array were sorted. In the next lecture, we will learn about the quicksort algorithm and how to implement it in Java.